The Allied forces of Britain, America, Canada, and France attacked German forces on the coast of Normandy, France on June 6, 1944. With a huge force of over 150,000 soldiers, the Allies attacked and were victorious in a battle. That became a turning point for World War II. In Europe, the famous battle is often referred to as D-Day or the invasion of Normandy. Prior to the invasion of Normandy, Germany invaded France and were attempting to take over all of Europe, including Britain. Britain and the United States managed to slow down the expanding German forces, though, and put themselves in a position to turn on the offensive. To prepare for the invasion of Normandy, the Allies amassed troops and equipment in Britain. They increased air strikes and bombings in German territory. Before the Normandy invasion, over 1,000 bombers were hitting German targets daily. Railroads, bridges, airfields, and other strategic locations were bombed to slow down and hinder the German army. Germany knew an invasion was inevitable because they noticed all the forces gathering in Britain, along with additional airstrikes. They did not know when the Allies would strike, though. To confuse the Germans, the Allies attempted to make it appear as if they were going to attack north of Normandy at Pas-de-Calais. The D-Day invasion had been planned for months, but it was almost canceled due to bad weather. It was important there was a full moon for light, so they only had a small window of time to invade. U.S. General Eisenhower agreed to attack, despite overcast skies. The weather affected the Allies' ability to attack some, but it also surprised the Germans, making them less prepared. The Allies attacked during high tide to avoid obstacles the Germans had put in the water. The first wave of the invasion of Normandy started with paratroopers, men who jumped out of planes using parachutes. They jumped at night, landing behind enemy lines. They were to destroy key targets and capture bridges in order for the main invasion force to land on the beaches of Normandy. Thousands of dummy soldiers were dropped in order to draw fire and confuse the enemy. During the next stage of the battle, thousands of planes dropped bombs on German defenses. Warships started to bomb the beaches from the water. At the same time, underground members of the French resistance sabotaged the Germans by cutting telephone lines and destroyed railroads. The main invasion forces of over 6,000 ships carrying troops, weapons, tanks, and equipment approached the beaches of Normandy. The Americans landed at Omaha and Utah beaches. The Omaha beach landing resulted in fierce fighting and many U.S. soldiers losing their lives, but they were finally able to take the beach. The Utah landing proved successful. Over 150,000 troops landed in Normandy by the end of D-Day. They were able to push their way inland, allowing for more troops to land in France over the next several days. Over 500,000 Allied troops arrived in France by June 17th and began pushing the Germans out.